everyone, Nevi here. So I figured I would tell you guys a little bit about myself, as you would see me as a complete stranger if I didn't. To begin with, my actual name is Samantha, though I do go by Nevi as it's my nickname, preferred stage name, and any name you will see across my social media. I am 21 years old, born on May 19th of 2002 in the United States, more specifically, the state of Florida. I currently work at PetSmart as a pet care associate, and my job is to help animals find good homes, help customers with their animals, whether it's finding them their necessities. I mainly specialize in the vocal category, but also see myself in the visual category as well. My motivation, honestly, the best way I can explain it is that music is my heartbeat. With no music, there will be no heartbeat. Music has basically, in short, saved my life on multiple occasions, and like most people, we all go through our hardships and we all go through our trials, and music is what got me through mine, and that's why I am very connected with it. It saved me, so I have the passion to work with it and want to create it, so it can also save other people. I honestly have always dreamed about becoming a singer. In middle school and elementary school, they always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I always wrote down or always said singer. My goals, honestly, there are many, but my personal goal is to improve my skills. There's always something to learn, and though I took basically 7 years of choir, there's always still things to learn, there's always things to improve. Of course, debut would be a goal in the future, but of course, I'm always about learning new things and learning more experiences, and if I do fall into the debut category, I would love to create a family within my group. I always kind of view my friends or coworkers as a family, as we all need to work together in order to succeed, whether it's everyday tasks or helping each other out. You always are together to succeed at those tasks. My future plan is honestly to train as hard as I possibly can. Of course, again, debut. However, if I don't debut, I will go back to college for microbiology, which is just the study of bacteria and cells. I have so much more to say about me, but this video would be 3 hours long if I did. So the next 20 minutes of this vlog, or however long it's going to be, will show you a bit of things about my life, whether it's the animals or my hobbies and my coaching. Enjoy! Hello. So the time is currently about 1:30, but I figured I'd show you guys the recording process, as I'm a night owl and this is when my creative juices are flowing the most. To start out with, this is my mic. It's a Blue Yeti microphone, and this is how I record everything. I use BandLab to compose and produce, and within BandLab there's a feature where you can put a metronome. The metronome takes the beat per minute and puts a little ticking sound to it so you know if you're on tempo. I use Audacity to record, so you will see my recording process sped up, as it can take many, many hours. It depends on the cover. If I cover a Korean song, the time can be anywhere between 2 hours to days, as I have to learn the song, make sure my pronunciation is correct, and then if I have to work, it's kind of fitting in through there. And then if it's an English cover, it's of course less learning time, but you still get a little bit more picky. At least I get a little bit more picky when it comes to English covers, as it's my native language and I feel like I need to represent it very well. But for this time lapse, you will kind of, it's going to be an English song, so the time isn't that long and it's going to be sped up. You'll kind of see me, I guess, get a little bit frustrated as I either stumble upon my words or mess up on pitch. Enjoy. Hello again. So, in that prior time lapse, you kind of saw the recording process. In the first, I think, 2 or 3 recordings, I literally forgot. I didn't put the metronome on, so things were off. I was jumbling my words and kind of being dysfunctional. And then I also didn't have the lyrics pulled up. So even if I did have the metronome on, it would still be a little bit off tempo. For that demonstration is a song that I kind of already did. I learned it earlier and already did a demo recording that I use to send around to see if other people say it suits my voice or not. Because to me, I can like it, but that could also be because I might be biased. I'm not, but but I might think differently than others. So I ask for advice when it comes to demo recordings, and if they say, yeah, that sounds really good, or there's some things that need to be fixed, then I do a full recording, and that's where that prior knowledge came in, and I only had to do a secondary primary recording. The learning process is basically either having the song in the metronome and then having the lyrics pulled up, or watching the YouTube video and singing along to it without the metronome and then going into BandLab with the metronome. There's two different ways and it works completely different each time. So that kind of concludes this section of the vlog. You kind of saw my recording process as well as my practicing process. So, of course, the recording process as shown in the first part is not always that short. It depends on the song, on the day, on the times, on how many people. I cover Deep Down by TXT. It's not published, but it took me 3 days because I had to learn it. And then, as I'm very picky with my own recordings, I redid it. So I did it once, and despite people telling me it's good, but just work on this, and this. So I started working on that in the second version. So Deep Down, 3 days overall, and that includes probably learning it, recording it, and redoing it. Maybe a bit longer, give or take. However, Too Sad to Dance is an English song, so I didn't really have to learn pronunciation that much, as English is my fluent language. So, and that one was also pre-recorded already, so I already knew it. I kind of had the metronome memorized, so tempo wasn't really a problem. It was just the first few takes where I forgot to put on the metronome and pull up the lyrics. For aspiring singers or those who just kind of want a little bit of advice, my best advice I could give you as an aspiring vocalist as well is breathing support. Your breath support is the main thing that you need when it comes to singing, because if you breathe too much, it could sound forced. If you breathe too little, it can sound weak. So breathing is, my personal opinion, the most important when it comes to singing. So when you breathe to sing, you don't want your shoulders to move. Your shoulders should stay relaxed and your arms should stay by your side. Unless you kind of want to sit, you sit up straight and you put your hands in your lap, which is kind of what I do now. And then when you inhale, when you breathe, you want your stomach to expand. So that's kind of the first thing. And then the second thing is posture. Like I said, you don't want to move your shoulders when it comes to breathing, but you also don't want to slouch. Because if you slouch when you go to take a big breath, it's not going to be able to take a big enough breath because you are crushing your lungs when you're slouching. That's the best I can recommend. But that concludes this part of the vlog. So I will see you guys in the next part.
Hello.
So this is an everyday thing, but it happens sporadically throughout the day. So this is the time where I take out the dog and walk her a few times around the neighborhood and then go back inside and do a few more things before I have to go to work. So let's walk her real quick and go do some more tasks. Hello. So I showed you guys Cosmos, but I'm going to show you guys the hamsters. I have 3 of them. One of them's not really social, so she's not going to come out. But this is Little Blueberry. She's a winter white hamster, and then Yuki, which is another winter white hamster. She has a little injury in her ear that has to be treated, but she's very chunky. Very chunky. That was Yuki, but we call her Chonkers because she's very, very fat. And then the one that I can't hold is named me. The one that I can't pick up is named Maisie. And I like to consider both Yuki and Blueberry little dogs because they run up to the front of the cage. They want to be held, they want to be greeted. If you don't pet them, they will be mad. So I figured while introducing Cosmos, I'd introduce the hamsters. But cause I got too caught and my friends agree, a broken heart and nobody, and that's why I'm too sad to dance. And now I just wait by the telephone, you ain't coming back and I should've known, and that's why I'm too sad to dance. Oh, dum dum da dum da da dum da 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 dum, that's why I'm too sad to dance. Oh, dum da da dum da da dum da 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 dum, that's why I'm too sad to dance. So I called up my pops last night. He said by the morning light, you won't need no romance. He told me, walk that walk alone and talk that talk, you know.